Like many people who grew up in the 90s and the early 2000s, the Nintendo 64 was a huge part of my childhood and is still one of my favorite gaming consoles to this day. With a huge library of amazing games, it's really hard to choose your favorites, but I've decided to make a list of my top 5 Nintendo 64 games. Like most of my lists, this is my opinion and my personal favorites, not necessarily a definitive best, so keep that in mind and enjoy the video.
Stupid logo. Yeah, that's better. You can get it. Marvelous.
Starting out the list, we have Conker's Bad Fur Day, everyone's favorite drunken little squirrel that I don't think anyone expected when it was released. This game featured more swearing, alcohol, and literal shit than you would ever expect to see on a Nintendo console. It's easy to see why this one made the list. As a kid, I just couldn't get enough of the freaking Pooh Mountain and the Great Mighty Pooh. It was hilarious, and the game was actually really challenging and fun.
Here we go. Performing for you. If you know the words, you can join in too. Put your hands together if you wanna clap. As we take you through this funky rap. He's the leader of the bunch. You know him well. He's finally back to kick some.
As a kid, this is one of the games that wasted just the most of my time. There was so much to do, so many collectibles, so many levels and hidden levels and different things to do with all the different Kongs. This game just had so much for like its time, for a time where there was only so much you could fit onto a cartridge, onto a disc. It was just epic. That's just all I can really say. This game had an epic amount of content in it. Even for a game nowadays, it has a pretty amazing amount of stuff to do. Take Mario, Donkey Kong, all those guys, put them in a racing game where you shoot each other with lightning bolts and turtle shells and banana peels, and you make one hell of an amazing racing game that is just incredibly fun to play with your friends. And shooting, when you shoot your friend and he just wants to hit you in like actual real life, just wants to punch you, and he's just right there ready to do it. It's fun, and it's multiplayer at its best, really, in my opinion. I love multiplayer on some of these old Nintendo games. They really did it right back then. Super Smash Brothers is another one you just gotta play with a friend. Multiplayer in this game is amazing. I love beating up on your friends with your favorite Nintendo characters and doing freaking thunder shocks on them and taking their powers and making eggs out of them. All kinds of, whatever. Just depends who you like to play as. And really, this is my favorite fighting game, really. Like, favorite series for just the simple fact it's so different. Most fighting games are really similar in the fact that you just got two people on a little stage beating each other up till others' health is down. Super Smash Brothers sort of strayed away from that formula and did something unique and different and made its own thing, and I really enjoy that. And I really enjoy, like, most games don't have items appearing out of nowhere to make things more interesting too for that reason. So it's just a really good, unique, and different fighting game where you get to play as all your favorite Nintendo characters. So yay, it's fun. Yes, that's right. Not the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, but Majora's Mask is #1 in my personal favorites. And it was actually really hard choosing between the two. And because I know I didn't make it clear at the beginning of the video, this is like a one per series kind of list, or Ocarina of Time might just be like #2 or 3. But it was really hard choosing between the two of these games. But what it came down to was Majora's Mask had really a much more dark setting, even though they were both pretty dark, like sort of just dark kind of games. Majora's Mask, I feel, did it a lot better with like the whole moon crashing, end of the world apocalypse kind of deal. That's just amazing, and not something you'd really expect from a Zelda game dealing with the apocalypse pretty much, but that's what it was, and it was a really damn good game and a lot of fun, a lot of exploration. You got to play as different characters pretty much when you put on a different mask, so it was just a lot of fun and I enjoyed it a lot, and enough to have earned #1 on my list. So yeah, that concludes my top 5 Nintendo 64 games. I hope you enjoyed.